What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be reacting to an article from Bleacher Report, who has always been nice to the Chicago Bulls, never has anything bad to say about the organization, and we're going to be discussing the Chicago Bulls' 3 biggest regrets in the offseason. Now, again, I'm going to keep this unbiased. Yes, there was a little subtle joke there, maybe a little bit of a jab, but that's okay. It is what it is. I actually do respect Bleacher Report. If it is what it is from that standpoint, but I want to try and give as much of an unbiased, honest opinion on the 3 potential regrets the Chicago Bulls might have from the offseason until now. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. We think differently in the offseason compared to how we think now. So are some of those regrets coming back to bite the Chicago Bulls? Let's discuss that in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and what your thoughts on Bleacher Report's 3 biggest regrets are for this Bulls team. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one is extending Nikola Vucevic. Now, if you were unaware, we extended Nikola Vucevic to a 3-year, $60 million contract. He's making $20 million a year. And again, I think hindsight's a beautiful thing. When we were looking back in offseason, we have to look at when the offseason happened and the situation with the offseason, right? There was not many centers that was on Nikola Vucevic's level in the offseason. There might have been some centers, to be fair, that would have suited us a little bit better defensively, which is key because, again, defensively, especially from the center position, we don't have much rim protection there, which is absolutely fine. But Nikola Vucevic was a double-double machine, 17 and 12 performer last season, played all 82 games and did tremendous things for the Chicago Bulls and was probably, maybe outside of DeMar, the most consistent Bulls player on this team, right? And in that regard, I think it was absolutely the right decision to extend Nikola Vucevic, especially with the mindset in the offseason that the Bulls might be keeping the team fairly the same, but adding a couple of new additions in there to make this team a little bit better. In that regard, there is no, in my opinion, regret of extending Nikola Vucevic. And the reason why I feel like there's no regrets there is because I think the contract is friendly enough that we can trade Nikola Vucevic if we want to go in a different direction. I've always said it, and I will always say it. I hate losing players for nothing. I hate it so much. And I know it's inevitable, and I know when it happens, I'm going to be upset about it. And again, every team will lose someone for nothing. It's as simple as that. But in saying that, I do hate that, and I don't like seeing it at all. So when you get the opportunity to extend Nikola Vucevic with the idea in mind, and Vucevic knows this as well. He said it, this might be the last chance for this big 3 to do something. He knows he's extending with the Chicago Bulls with the idea that he could get traded in the future. And I think that works really well for the Chicago Bulls. You'll get assets in return for Nikola Vucevic. Maybe the only regret is that there was no sign and trade available in free agency. But other than that, I don't think it's a terrible idea to extend Nikola Vucevic at all. And I don't see a bad reason to have done it. If we're trying to win and we need to retool the team, Vucevic could be an asset we can trade, or he could still be a piece that we could work around. There's no regrets there. There's no regrets there. If we want to go younger, we can trade Nikola Vucevic. No regrets there. We get assets back that we wouldn't have got before. If we want to, I guess, keep the team the same and they just go on a massive run, well, then you extended Nikola Vucevic, no regrets there either. I don't see much avenue where this could have went wrong. The only situation where this might be wrong is if no one wants Nikola Vucevic. If we say, all right, Vucevic is up for trade and not a single team comes to the table, and I just can't see that happening again. I think teams, especially out in the West, would love a guy like Nikola Vucevic. I mean, look at the West and their centers that they have. They've got a guy like Nikola Jokic, MVP caliber player, can do it all on the court. Guys like Yusuf Nurkic, who we saw recently, can literally do a whole bunch of things in the center position. The West is filled with centers like that, and I think Vucevic would fit right into that category. I think Vucevic could do really well for a team like the Mavericks, who are a tad bit smaller, but they've got a center. I guess they've got a rim protecting center that they're starting now, but they've also could potentially trade for a guy like Nikola Vucevic. I think it could work. I really think it could work. And I think they would have assets we could get back. So that's just one team. I'm sure there are a bunch of other teams available there that could do similar things, but I think Vucevic would definitely be wanted out in the West. And I think the contract is enough to be tradable and it could be worked around. So I don't see any regrets with extending Nikola Vucevic, regardless of the mindset that we have. Moving into the next one, bringing back Ayo Dosunmu without a clear role. This is absolutely, in my opinion, a valid argument to make. First and foremost, some people have argued that Ayo Dosunmu's contract is a little bit hefty, overpriced, considering he was so late to be brought back, and for a while there, we didn't know if he was going to get brought back. Even Ayo admitted, I believe, that he didn't know he was getting brought back. So that's one thing. I think Ayo Dosunmu might have some regrets as well. Again, he's in a position here where he gets 2 minutes in the second quarter and 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. And that's not a sustainable role for any young player to be in and to actually thrive in. So Ayo Dosunmu, you know, I've said it in the offseason as well. If Ayo Dosunmu, I guess, wanted to develop his career, the Chicago Bulls was not the right place for him. Now, I get it. It's a dream come true to play for the Chicago Bulls. Again, if there's any team I had the opportunity to play for, it would be Chicago, because I go for the Bulls. Obviously, Ayo goes for the Bulls. He's from Chicago. And again, he played for Illinois in college and stuff of that nature. So there's a lot of positives there for Ayo to want to stay in Chicago, stay around family and all these great things, which is very, very good. Why would you want to pass that up? But I guess for the role that he's been given, I think there might be some regrets there from the Bulls. There might be some regrets there for Ayo. And I think even some of the fans might be thinking about this and now and saying, why is Ayo here if he's not going to play that amount of minutes? But look, things can change in the future. Injuries can happen. It's inevitable. Someone's going to get hurt on this team. Ayo can step up to the plate. And also, again, if we are going to switch our mindset to rebuilding, Ayo is a piece we can work around. He's a guy that we can rebuild around. In my humble opinion, he could be a role player. He could be a guy that steps up to the plate and becomes a really good player on a rebuilding team. That can work for Ayo Dosunmu. Plus, maybe we're giving the Bulls front office a bit too much credit here, but I truly believe they re-signed Ayo with that mindset in mind, with the preparation of something could fail, and then we have Ayo to lean back on as a potential rebuilding block if that's going to be the case. I really think they kept Ayo with that in mind. So, again, I think there is regrets there. Am I fully regretting that decision as a Bulls fan? No. But I do believe there might be some regrets from the inner parties of that signing, as well as some Bulls fans will have some regrets there. And maybe the Bulls themselves will have some regrets there. But there's no clear role. And shame on the Bulls for not giving him that, in my opinion. So that is something that I definitely can agree with Bleacher Report, that there could be regrets there. And the last, but not least, delaying the inevitable. This is probably the most clearest, I guess, regret the Chicago Bulls may have. Now, the Bulls front office might not feel this way, but Bulls fans would definitely feel this way. And at the end of the day, this is something we'll have to wait and see about, because you might be delaying the inevitable. Some people want this team gone tomorrow. Some people want this team gone as we speak. And for them, you're delaying the inevitable. It's as simple as that. Some Bulls fans have hope. Some Bulls fans believe this team can get back on track. For those people, you're not delaying the inevitable, even though maybe you are, because this Bulls team might suck in February. And then you have to trade everybody. And then all of a sudden, you did delay the inevitable. This is a regret, in my opinion, for the Chicago Bulls. But this is a regret that we didn't know about Game 1. To be fair, some of you guys did, and Bleacher Report definitely did. They definitely believed from the very beginning this team was not going to work. Even the signing of DeMar DeRozan, they believed this team was not going to work. You know, the signings that we made, they believe this team's not going to work. They've always had a really bad feeling about this Bulls team. So if it doesn't work, I'm not going to sit here and say Bleacher Report was wrong and that this Bulls team could have worked, but for whatever reason it didn't. If it doesn't work, Bleacher Report will end up being right this whole time. And that's something I'm not going to hide away from. So yeah, I think there could be regrets there for the Chicago Bulls. Delaying the inevitable, delaying the trades, delaying the rebuild, delaying the retool, keeping this big three together. There is a lot of inevitables there that could end up not working in our favor. So that is definitely a regret that I could see coming to light very, very soon for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, it could still have the potential to be wrong. The Bulls could go on a massive run, start beating the best teams in the East, and all of a sudden, they're a team to be feared of. That's not what we're seeing right now. So I think at this point, it's leaning towards the idea that Bleacher Report might be right in this instance. What do you guys think? Again, very interesting list. I think that's all there is to this article. But again, I tried to be as unbiased as possible. That's all I can do. That's all I can do as a person. That's all I can do as a Bulls fan. Be as unbiased as possible. Try to see both sides of a situation. Critically analyze things and see if there's potential to be right there. And I think there is potential for some of these things to be right. What do you guys think? Thank you all for watching. Drop a like and a follow and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.